thank God we've been able to establish connection with wonderful Mr. Babatunde. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, folks.
Can you hear me?
I apologize for all the technical issues.
Oh no, it's sometimes like that. I am very glad to have you here on Talks Thoughts. It's a wonderful page, and we also have a YouTube channel that we are growing, and we are trying to change the narratives, across the world, from the old to the new, okay? Because the world has actually changed. Even COVID taught us so much lesson that a lot of things have been done, in different ways right now. So I want to say a welcome to all my wonderful friends and followers as you join us on this wonderful topic that we want to discuss with Mr. Babatunde Adekunle. Permit me to do a little introduction about him. All right, he's an experienced relationship officer with ARM Pension. He has demonstrated history of working in the financial service industry. Okay, he is skilled in business development, customer care, negotiation, Microsoft Offices, retirement planning, and he is strong. He's a strong operator or professional with a bachelor's degree in technology. Yes, he's a strong operations professional with bachelor's degrees in tech, and he also holds a degree in real estate. Wow. Your resume is so very, very encompassing. So you're welcome, Mr. Babatunde, officially to Talks Thoughts. We usually send a wave to all our fans and viewers watching us across the world.
Thank you so much.
So let's dive into today's topic. I'm hearing some sound. I think it's from your end.
Okay, let me see.
I'm hearing some cranky sound.
Is it a little better now?
I think it's a bit much better. Yes. So please, anybody that is live, hear this live. Okay, we're about to start officially. We're talking pension, we're talking insurance, and we're going to be talking about having a will before you leave this Mother Earth. So I want to move this discussion to our wonderful guest, Mr. Babatunde. You're welcome, sir, to Talks Thoughts. So please, can you increase your audio? Can you increase your audio?
Okay.
So that people can hear you well. Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. Is it better now?
Much better. Much better. Thank you so very, very much. But I'm still getting this cranky sound. I don't know. But let's go ahead. Let's start with pension. Who are the people that are beneficiaries of pension? And why should they actually have pension? What is pension in brief or in summary?
Okay, thank you for that question, Tokes. Pension basically is a retirement benefit. And the idea behind pension is while each individual is still working, you are earning some form of income, most likely monthly for us that do the 9 to 5. So the idea is that a time will come when you may not be strong enough or fit enough to go about your work or your hustle, because pension is not only for people in formal employment, so to speak. So it covers both formal and informal.
People doing business who can do pension?
Yes.
Non-salary earners.
Exactly. Non-salary earners can also do pensions. Because the idea is that at that point when you are not as active or as strong as you used to be in your more active years, you can still have a form of passive income, something that you don't have to put in effort to begin to get some form of benefit. So basically, that is what pension is that benefit that you get in your latter years without having to put in any more work.
Okay. Thank you so very much. I have this in research I did from the United Kingdom as regards their own pension here. I want us to compare to what we have here in Nigeria. So let me kindly just read it out for you. In the UK, the pension age is 66. If I'm wrong, someone in the comment section can correct me. So the pension age is 66 for people working. Now, I believe it's going up. It's going to go up. I think the age might still increase in the United Kingdom. So pension is so important, especially if your company is contributing to it. So some UK companies pay 16% of your salary into plans every month. You can choose to pay to the company directly or contribute 2%. It's more or less like a way of encouraging people to save. I think so. So what is obtainable here in Lagos, Nigeria, for people that are working?
Okay, so for people that are working here, the structure is also contributory. So contributory simply means while you are still working in your active years, you are putting in something towards your pension. And also as a form of encouragement, your employer also puts in something. That's for those who are in some form of paid employment. Here, even for those that are not in paid employment, that are on their own, the full contributions by themselves. So those that in formal employment, the rate of contribution here is 18%. So 8%
18%.
from, yes. So 8%
okay.
will be deducted from our salaries. The employers will make up the remaining 10%. So that's for those.
Your network seems to be. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you get the percentage for formal
No,
employment?
you can start from the percentage.
Okay, so I said for those in formal employment, the rate is 18%.
18%.
So yes, correct. So 8% from your employee deduction, and then 10% from your
salary,
in the formal sector. Now, for those in the informal sector, remember I said people that don't have formal employment can also participate in here in Nigeria.
Okay, like the market women or the people that run business in their shop.
Yes, people that run businesses, professionals like lawyers, architects, even artisans, like even bricklayers, mechanics, and the likes, graphics designers, people that work for themselves. They can also participate by what is called the micro pension scheme. So
micro pension scheme.
Yes.
Wow. A lot of people don't know that information.
Exactly.
We are going to change the narratives. So the bricklayers too can also have their own pension, planned for them if they are ready to go about it.
Exactly. So that they also, because there will come a time when they are not strong enough to do whichever trade. Yeah. So it's only wise for you to have that system in place, because the truth is, if a government or a country does not have a pension system in place, it means the government at old age will have to create a social welfare to cater for all those people.
Wow, that's overburdening the government.
Exactly. So, and is even in the advanced world, even they don't carry that much. People that are working begin to contribute. So that's why the trend is towards contributory, a contributory pension plan in whichever way the structure is interpreted in the various climes. But for us here, we have the mandatory and the micro pensions.
Okay. So, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ ń sìn, ẹ̀yin bricklayer, ẹ̀yin mechanic, ẹ̀yin náà ẹ lè ṣe pension o. Àwọn tó
Àwọn
wà ní
oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́.
àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, thank you very much, sir. Àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́ is not, pension is not only for salary earners.
Exactly.
So it's more or less like planning well for your future.
For your future, yes, sir.
Thank you so very much for shedding light on that, sir. Can we quickly move into insurance? Or do you have anything to still contribute to pension that can be productive to people's life?
Well, for pension, there's a lot to be said, but maybe so that we don't make it too long, let's move along. By the time we get to the question and answer, we'll probably unravel some other aspects that we have not gone into yet.
Oh, thank you very much. So, okay, so let's get into insurance. So I have a research I also did about insurance here. That says, I'm also this is also from the United Kingdom perspective, because it says insurance is a broad, or insurance is broad. Sorry to say, insurance is broad because they have so many types of insurance. So, e.g., they have this travel insurance, home insurance, car insurance, pet insurance, health insurance, and the most important of all, life insurance. To mention a few. So, I think we should just take one case study, like that car insurance, as a case study, so we don't just waste too much of time. Or what do you think?
Yes, so
there seemed to be a cranky sound from your end.
Probably it was the network. Can you hear me now?
Better, I can.
Okay. So insurance is basically what we call in the financial sector risk planning.
Risk planning.
Yeah, risk planning. So the idea, you need to, as you are working hard and accumulating assets, whether it's
Sorry,
your
can you
work.
come again? Can you come again?
Yeah, I said the idea is that as you are working hard and you are accumulating assets, so whether it's your car, your house, even your job, you can insure it so that in case anything happens, you know, we are very religious people and we always pray that everything will turn out well. However, sometimes life happens to everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah, so in case of any eventuality, you can fall back and get some compensation from that insurance plan that you have taken over whether it's your asset or even the life. So I give a very easy example. A few months ago, a colleague of mine bought a car, a Tokumbok vehicle.
That's my name, Tokumbo.
Exactly. So maybe he got it from you. Anyway, so he bought a car, and then a few months down the line, unfortunately, he was involved in an accident. You know, a truck ran into him, and the car was severely damaged. Now, it took, fortunately, he didn't lose his life, and there was no permanent, injuries.
Okay.
Now, however, one good thing that helped him was that he had taken a comprehensive insurance cover on that car.
Oh, okay.
So at the end of the day, yes,
the comprehensive insurance is different from the third-party insurance, right?
Yes. So the comprehensive insurance, it covers your own vehicle as well as any damage to a third party. However, Yeah, the third party insurance only covers damage that is done to a third.
Okay.
So it means
Go ahead with the analysis you were making.
okay. So anyway, it took a few weeks, but at the end of the day, the insurance company, because they could not fix the car, it was damaged. They had to refund him. He paid for the car. It's about 3.5 million.
They had to refund him 3.5 million.
Yes. And the
So
comprehensive cover,
the comprehensive
yeah,
insurance covered that car.
yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
But what of in
So
situations whereby it's not severely damaged? If it's like a scratch or like two cars bump into each other from behind and then argument wants to start.
yeah, so ideally, if that were the case, that would even be easier. The insurance company will simply come and cover the cost of whatever repairs done on that car and on the third party's vehicle also. So ideally, when we scratch each other, if we had the insurance cover, we don't need to be fighting each other on the road. We should just exchange insurance details, and then the insurance will cover the cost of the scratch or the headlight or tail lamp or whichever one, ideally.
So for people that are driving, that usually come across a little mishap across in their duties of driving, or should just exchange insurance details and then the insurance company will take the matter up from there.
Yes, that's correct.
So no need shouting and arguing with whoever hits you, or
There's no need, except if they don't have an insurance cover.
except if the other person doesn't have an insurance cover. We're going to manage this your network. I hope my audience is going to listen well, because the most important thing is for them to be educated and to know that there are different ways to do things. Because before, people will just hit you from behind and you start shouting, hey, 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 hey. So the polite way of going about it is to exchange insurance information, right?
Yes. So we just
That's money.
exchange insurance information and insurance will sort it out.
That's good. So can you please share a little bit about life insurance?
Okay, so life insurance is a unique package under the insurance sphere.
Okay.
As the idea is to pay some, unlike other assets, we cannot replace life.
Yes.
So the insurance company is not going to bring our loved ones back.
Your network is really. Can you hear me? You can see me, right?
I can hear you clearly. Clearly.
Oh, okay. Let's start at first. The life insurance, because a lot of people
Yes.
will need to be educated about the life insurance.
Okay, so I said the life assurance is a unique product under the insurance purview, in the sense that the insurance company cannot replace a life that is lost. However, they can at least pay some compensation to the beneficiaries of a deceased person to at least help them, get through that, will I say, the grieving process, to help them sort out at least some things, if it's in terms of the
Funeral
death,
arrangements and things like that.
and probably depending on what level of life cover the person got, also some maybe sustain the lifestyle that the family or the beneficiary had been accustomed to before the principal passed on.
That's good.
So basically the idea is the principal will purchase a life insurance cover of a certain amount and pay a premium. A premium is the money you pay to the insurance company, and then the sum assured is what the insurance company will pay out to the beneficiary in the case of, demise.
Very well said,
Probably,
sir.
I may pay a premium of say 150,000 or 200,000.
150,000.
Yeah, just example. I'm just giving an
That's
example.
an example. Okay.
Yeah, and then the sum assured for 950,000 can be maybe 10 million.
That sound seems not to be allowing your information to be getting across. I don't know what's making that sound.
Probably it's the earpiece. Is it better now?
Yeah, but I think this is better. Let's continue like this.
Yes,
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just that you
hello.
seem to be hanging again.
Okay, I think we're back. Can you hear me now?
Better, better.
Okay, I think it was using.
Okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. We're talking about the life insurance.
Yes, so I was giving an example that, for example, I pay a premium of, say, 150,000 naira. Just an example. Now, the
Okay.
sum assured on that premium I paid might be maybe 5 or 10 million, which
Okay.
means I've been able to use an initial payment of maybe 150,000 naira to secure a payout of 10 million to my family. At that point, I am no more for whatever reason. So it means I've made my one-off payment, and if anything happens to me at any point in time, my family can go and lay claim at the insurance company and they will receive 10 million.
Wow.
So that's how life insurance works. You pay in a premium, and then
Okay.
the premium is made for an assured sum. That's the amount that the beneficiary would get from the insurance company if the person, the initial policy holder, dies. And there are several variants to it. So, as things continue to evolve in the world, there are other attachments where you can get some direct benefits even while you are alive. So some insurance company now create some form so that myself, while I'm alive, I can maybe withdraw some savings and then still have a sum assured for my family at that
In their
point
mind.
when, yes, when I am no more. So that's why insurance be done, or that is being done in that space.
I didn't get the last sentence you said. Your network seems to be hanging.
Oh, sorry. So insurance is very wide in the sense that it covers a lot, and there's a lot of products and innovation that has gone into the insurance space. So depending on what one wants to insure, whether it's a life insurance policy, do you know you can even insure your job such that you'll be paying a certain amount as premium, and then if you leave your job in maybe the next 5 years or whatever, the insurance company will be paying you salary for a defined number of years based on the fact that maybe you've lost your job or you are no longer working. There are, There are all sorts of, that's why insurance is very wide. It's very wide.
Very well. Even in the UK, they have this pet insurance as well. So
Yes, exactly. You can insure your pet. In the advanced world, you can insure your eyes. You know, a lot of all these models. Someone will say her eyes is a source of, some people insure their voice. Maybe he's a good musician. All these top musicians, they pay premium insurance to insure their voice so that if anything happens and they cannot sing again, you know, they begin to collect something from that. They begin to make a claim on that insurance. So it's as wide as you can imagine.
very, very,
Even though we
very
are
well.
still evolving anyway in this part.
Very, very, very well said, sir. So can we move to the last topic? A lot of people doesn't seem to want to listen to this one, but we need to talk about it. And it's a bit scary. You're laughing as well too. And this has to do with will. Because a lot of people has lost loved ones, you know, and then the loved ones might have made plans for them down, you know, probably estates, different kind of inheritance.
Yeah.
And then when the loved one now eventually dies, in the process of trying to claim such, you know, benefit that the person left behind, if the person didn't do a will before dying, it's always a problem. I think that was why this Lagos state government came up with this issue of letter of administration, which that one also is a problem. So can we shed a little bit on will? When should someone do a will, and what are the advantages of doing a will?
Okay. Thank you very much. Like you said, a will is usually a sensitive topic for people. However, I would want us to look at a will as just a document that
Just a document.
states, yes, a document that states your intentions. It's like planning.
Okay.
We plan for our job, how we'll execute. People that are going to get married, we make plans for how we are going to do the wedding. When we have children, we make plans for them. They will go to this school, that school, and the other school. Also, a will is just a plan.
Okay.
It's not a death sentence. It's
That
just a
shouldn't
plan to
scare
say,
anybody when
if
you
I'm
hear
not
will. So
around,
it's a document, it's a plan.
it's just a document saying, if I'm not around, my cap, give my cap to my first son, give my slippers to my daughter, give my Rolex wristwatch to my wife. If you have land, distribute it 50-50 among my relatives. My house in Aja, give it to charity or give it to the church. Basically, it's just a statement of intent, and it's so flexible that you can even always change it. So if, for instance, Stokes is a beneficiary on my will, and Stokes annoys me tomorrow, I can go and change my will and remove Stokes' name, that I don't like the way he spoke to me when I was on his life, and then I'll put somebody else's name there. Is that flexible? So, and the advantages are that it creates ease at a point in time when a loved one is not around. It makes it easier for the family or the beneficiaries to move on or transit through that period. You don't want the family members to be mourning the death of a loved one. At the same time, the court is dragging them, or somebody is dragging them, or they are looking for money for the funeral or for the burial. You know, you don't want to add to that, you know, that sad period by.
So it shouldn't be double tragedy.
Exactly, you don't make it double tragedy. It makes it easier for them, because if the will is not there, then they need to apply for a letter of administration. It means that the state will
So
now
that's
decide
what.
Yeah, so I was saying the
Go
letter
ahead.
of
Go ahead.
the letter of administration means that the state will now decide who will be the distributor or the administrator of the demised assets.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
the challenge with that is there are two major challenges with that. One, the process is usually cumbersome. It's usually long. Here, at least I've been able to experience it with one or two clients. Some people are chasing the letter of administration for up to a year, some a year and a half. You know, imagine the stress and the trauma the family is going through just to process that document before they can maybe get access to the deceased, maybe bank accounts, or other assets. Just imagine that trauma. And to issue the letter of administration, they would need to pay estate fees to the government.
They will
So
need to
now,
pay
estate fees, they are charging, they will pay
estate
estate,
fees.
yeah. So there are charges that the government would take on the estate. So an example, in Lagos State, the fees are usually 10%. So it means, let's say someone has 30 million in his account and 10 million in his pension account. So his asset is 40 million. Now the children are going to apply for a letter of administration. Before it is granted, the children will have to look for 4 million naira to pay to the state through the state high courts before that document is handed over to them, and before they can even go to the bank or to the pension company to go and get the money that the parent or guardian left behind. So now imagine they have young children. Where do they get that from? And they will not deduct that, the state will not deduct the estate fees from what is in the asset. The family has to pay it upfront.
Upfront.
Yes, they have to pay it upfront before government gives them the document that they can now take to maybe the bank to now go and access the funds, or the pension company, or whether it's stocks, shares, bonds, or whatever it is, so they have to pay that money upfront before, so their parents could have a large asset base. You've left 50 million to the family, but they can't access it because they have to pay the estate duty of maybe 5 million first. So if you look at it, are you not adding more punishment
So
to
to avoid all this stress, it would be just better to get a will done
just get a will done?
so that you won't leave your family money and also leave them going through stress trying to claim what you have left for them.
Exactly. And also ensure the will is lodged. Once you write a will, what makes it valid is when you lodge it at the probate registry.
Is it a probate registry or probate court?
Probate registry. There's a registry in the court that keeps record of, probate matters. The will and everything is within the probate court also. So you are right. You are correct. It's within the probate court, but it's the registry that keeps the records of, that keeps records of the wills that have been lodged, so that in case of
a claim in the future, even if the family don't have the original copy of the will, once they go, they can conduct a search. They can go to the probate court, and conduct a search, and then
And get the
that will,
information.
yes, they will get a copy of that will.
So, like, at what age can someone start to prepare a will?
So you can start, in fact, they say the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago or 20 years ago. The next best time is today. So the ideal thing is you should already have a will. But if you've not had a will before now, or before coming in contact with this information, please go and do the will now. Don't say, oh, what assets do I have or whatever. Put the will in place now, because it's a plan. You don't need to be afraid. You can always change it anyway. So, there's no cause for alarm. But it's always better to be prepared. They say if we fail to plan, we are already planning to fail. Exactly. So get a will like yesterday, if you can.
So, like, how much does it cost for people that might think it's expensive? Like, how much does it cost to actually prepare a will?
Okay, so a will is not expensive to prepare at all.
Oh, expensive.
It's not expensive. Now, to lodge your will at the probate court, it will differ on there are different charges depending on the jurisdiction, whether the state or even if it's outside Nigeria, different provinces and jurisdictions have their costs. But for example, in Lagos State, to lodge your will, at the probate registry is about 15,000 naira.
15,000 naira.
Yeah, to lodge it at the probate registry.
Lodging it is like registering it, right?
Exactly. Registering it, in fact, I prefer that term. Registering it at the probate registry is about. So to draft the will itself now will now depend on you. Do you want to get a lawyer to draft the will for you? Do you want to get a trustee or a trust? There are corporate trustee organizations that help people draft it so that the main features and characteristics of a proper will, can be captured in your will so that your will is not easily contestable. So it now depends on who. If you have a family member that is a lawyer, that person, can refer you to a friend. We usually do not advise that your close family member will be privy to your will for security reasons, obviously. But at least a close family member will have maybe a professional colleague or something, preferably outside your family, your bloodline. They can draft the will for you and then lodge it at the probate or register it at the probate court.
So the person that will draft it will also collect a certain amount, right?
Yes, so it depends, yes, depending on if you are engaging a lawyer, for example, maybe the lawyer will charge you maybe 10 or 15,000, depending, or 20. It will now depend on, your negotiation with the lawyer or the trustee company, because we also have trustee companies that assist.
What are the trustee company? Are they the insurance companies or the pension company?
No, they are not insurance. They are not pension companies. They are trustee companies. What they deal with mostly is things that pertain to estate administration. So they assist people to draft will or prepare trust. Will is not the only way you can prepare for your estate at the demise of someone. There are other instruments like trust. which is like a vehicle. It's like creating a company that will administer your estate when the person is not around. So that's what a trust is. A trust is a vehicle. So it's almost like saying I transfer my assets to a company, and then if I'm not around, it's the company that will pay my children's school fees, that will, give them upkeep and things like that. So there are other aspects of estate planning, but the will is more or less, like I say, the easiest and the most accessible to people.
Thank you so very, very much for your time, sir. Now that you've gone off the headphone, we can hear you better. Some people didn't get what you said about pension when we started this conversation.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you could just do a little summary on pension.
Okay.
I think we started hearing you properly when you started talking about insurance. That was when you took
Okay.
So can we, for people that didn't actually hear you properly well on pension, I want to share one bricklayer, because a lot of people think pension is for only salary earners. So now that you are audible, can you just share the knowledge about that?
All right. So pensions. So I said pension is a form of retirement benefit, which just means that pension is a form of retirement benefit, which just simply means that at a point in time in your life when you are not as strong as you are today to be able to continue working to earn an income, you should have something you put in place that will now be paying you some form of salary or provide you some form of income that you don't need to put in your own effort again to earn. While you are working hard and you are getting paid. So pension is that part that you've built up while you are working now, putting something aside that will now begin to pay you. So it's now like the money you have set aside will now begin to work for you instead of you working for money now. And pension cuts across both formal employment and informal employment. So it's not only for salary earners. So artisans, professionals like lawyers, doctors that run their own business, bricklayers, àwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, àwọn oníṣòwò, àwọn tá ń tajà lọ́jà, àwa náà lè ṣe pension. There's a provision called the micro pension scheme that allows you pension scheme. So it allows the people that don't have a salary to also decide how they want to save towards their own pension. So we spoke about the percentage contribution for people that have salary at 18%. That's 8% employee and 10% employer. Now, for people in the micro pension, their salary is not, their income is not structured.
Okay.
So they don't, exactly, people that are on their own. So their salary is not structured. So they are not tied to that 18%. If you are a barber or a bricklayer, today I might have 10,000. I put it in my pension savings. Tomorrow I have a windfall of money. I have 20,000. I can put it in my pension savings. Next month, I made so much sales. I put 40,000 in the account. The following month, sales are not too good. It's only 15,000 I'm able to save. I'll put it in my pension account. So for those that are, not earning a structured salary, they don't have to bother about 18%. They will just make contribution based on how their income comes in, because their own income is not regular like the salary earner. But at the end of the day, that money will be
more or less like contribution.
Yes. So, like, a lot of us do our contribution. We do things like a job or a dashi, depending on exactly. So, it's just something similar, but it's that this time you are doing it for a longer period, something you will not access till you are about maybe 50 years or 60 years old now. And that one will be paying you an income on a monthly basis at that point in retirement. So it's also a good tool for people that are not even in structured or paid employment, so to speak, to also assist them to get the benefit of receiving pension at retirement.
All right. Thank you so very much for sharing so much
Sorry, I
light
hope you could hear
on.
that. I hope I was audible.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
It's just that your network is a bit cranky. Sometimes it just freezes you and we hear you, or sometimes we hear you and then the audio and the visual is not as effective as it should be. But be as it may, we have been able to establish the fact that we've been able to educate people across the world on this live video. Because a lot of people don't know pension, insurance, and will, how to navigate about it. So I think if people watch this video, they will gain more perspective and also be proactive about life. So I really appreciate your time, Mr. Babatunde Adekunle from ARM. And I also have your pen here. So to show that ARM is also doing a wonderful job in
Yes,
taking care of
thank
people's
you.
future. We appreciate
Thank you.
ARM pension.
Thank you. Thank you for
Kudos to
having me.
kudos to them and kudos to you as well too. So I think we can end the conversation here right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege. I don't take it for granted.
We don't
Thank
really
you.
have much, we didn't really have much questions on the comment section, but probably we'll share this live and then people will begin to comment in the comment section later.
Okay. I'll be available at any time you need either another
No problem.
session or to attend to questions. I'm just a phone call away.
No problem. No problem. Once I see questions are getting much, then we could have a second session.
Yeah, I'll be available.
All right. So here from Talks Thoughts, we usually wave. Either we
Thank
start,
you,
whenever we
everyone.
start or we end the
Enjoy the rest of the day.
video. Yes. So bye from here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
sir. So thank you to all my wonderful friends, family, viewers across the world. I hope you've gained so much knowledge watching this live video. You can as well share to people that are closer to you, family members across the world. All right. So let's change the narratives. Let's not think will is something that is difficult to. You can hear what he said now. With 15K or 20K, everything is done, and it's just a document. It's not like as if it's a do or die affair. He also made mention about insurance. There's no big deal about when someone bashes your car and then you begin to shout. No, 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 no. Just you guys should just exchange, the comprehensive insurance policy, and then the insurance company will sort it out. Okay, so and then for pension too, for people that think, especially people that think it's only salary earners that gain pension. You that is a bricklayer or a mechanic or a pepper seller or anything, or artisan or a professional, a doctor or anything, you can also have it's called a micro pension scheme. Yes, a micro pension scheme. So you can plan towards that. So that being said, here on Talk Thoughts, I'll see you guys later. Bye.